It's already started.
Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning, everybody. Good day, everyone. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1603. Consecutive days in a row, I've been here to give you morsels of a thought of wisdom. Morsels of a thought of wisdom are intended to be things that you can do that will be the right things to do, because knowing the right things to do is called a form of wisdom, and then actually doing them is called virtue. So I bring more virtue into the world by bringing in morsels of a thought of wisdom every day in the mornings, my time, 6:10 a.m. And this morning we have Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion by Dr. Brody Miller. Now, John Assaraf, two-time New York Times best-selling author, says Brain Rescue is a life-changing guide packed with cutting-edge neuroscience. It's a beacon of hope. And Brain Rescue will help you identify why your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, educate you on the empowering science and neuroplasticity and how you can use it to your advantage, give you a personalized plan to improve your memory and ability to retain information, overcome limiting beliefs around your memory, and help you turn your setback into a major comeback. Now, his own story is amazing, and we've read that before. I've been coming here with Brain Rescue every Friday. Now, I come here every day, but every Friday we read Brain Rescue, and I've been doing it since 1500 and something. 1582 or before, I believe. Anyway, you can check them out. Add 7 to each morsels of a thought number, and you will find Brain Rescue every single time. Now, I have to say, I actually thank you, Dr. Brody Miller, for what you said on Instagram. However, I'm sorry I happened to miss it because I only got wind of it after it was gone. So, if you wouldn't mind regurgitating it, I'd certainly hope you could to me somehow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now, you are what you eat. And we're talking about the third step, F is for fuel, in the chapter REFO REFOCUS, chapter 4, the first pillar. We've gone through R, we've gone through E. Now we're on third step. F is for fuel. Hippocrates said, "Let thy medicine be thy food, and let thy food be thy medicine." And we all know that Ayurvedic medicine and Tibetan Chinese medicine have all been about eating something every day that will maintain your life in a healthy way. And yet, when you have something acute, they recommend you go to Western medicine, because in Western medicine, we have the uh, analgesics for immediate relief of certain symptoms. Okay. Anyway, you are what you eat. Now, this is what you are going to be doing when you come back from an injury, such as a concussion. I have had concussions, so I find this important too. Every single thing you decide to put in your mouth either helps or hinders your brain's recovery. Just let that sink in for a minute. By choosing the right fuel, you're taking control of your healing process. Dr. Brody Miller, he says, "Look, I know it's tempting to reach out for what's convenient and tastes good in the moment, but imagine how much different you are going to feel if you simply add the right fuel, your brain cells, and top quality fuel to rebuild, repair, and get back to sharp, high performance levels. It's not just about what you add to your diet, it's about what you choose to leave out. As Cavan says, brain recovery is like building a bridge. The nutrition is like the supplies of that bridge. Without supplies, you cannot build a bridge. That's why he wrote How to Feed a Brain, an amazing book about giving your brain what it actually needs to repair. A general rule of thumb is if it is processed or manufactured, you need to eliminate it from your diet. I honestly don't have a lot to say about nutrition because the science is rather straightforward. Either the foods you eat will be helpful and fight against inflammation, or they will be pro inflammatory and contribute to it. That was in boldface. And believe me, if you want to improve your memory, you want You want the former, not the latter. Now, let's dive into how we can balance glucose levels through nutrition to maintain brain health. Stable energy, sharper memory, the role of glucose in recovery. Glucose or blood sugar is our body's primary energy source, fueling everything from muscle contractions to brain function. Yet, maintaining balanced glucose levels is key to sustained energy, stable moods, and overall health. While our bodies are designed to handle occasional spikes and dips in blood sugar, chronic imbalance can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic health issues. Fortunately, nutrition plays a profound role in helping us to regulate glucose levels naturally and effectively. Regulating glucose levels is key to taking pressure off your pancreas and kidneys. Now, there are 3 tips to regulate blood glucose levels. The first one is to prioritize high fiber foods. The second one is to balance carbohydrates with protein and fat. Now go back. Number 3 is to watch portion sizes and lower sugar consumption levels. Now, in number 1, prioritize high fiber foods. He says fiber slows down digestion, which helps to release glucose gradually into the bloodstream. Aim to include high fiber foods in your meals, such as vegetables, certain fruits, whole grains, beans, and nuts. Fiber-rich foods not only help keep glucose levels steady, but also support digestion and keep you feeling full longer. Balance carbohydrates with protein and fat. When you eat carbohydrates, pair them with a source of protein like chicken, eggs, or beans, and healthy fats like avocados, nuts, or olive oil. Protein and fats help slow the absorption of glucose, preventing spikes and keeping energy levels more stable throughout the day. Good morning, everyone. I see somebody's here. Number 3, watch portion sizes and lower sugar consumption levels. Eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day can help prevent large blood sugar spikes. Try to avoid skipping meals, which can lead to glucose crashes, and aim to eat around the same times each day. Starting with a balanced breakfast can set the tone for stable blood sugar throughout the day. Uh, in Chinese medicine, I'll add in something that says what the 3 rules of eating in the meals are. In the Chinese medicine, it rhymes. So I'll say it in Chinese first and then I'll describe it in English. It is 吃得好，吃得饱，吃得少. Okay, so it says to eat nutritiously for your breakfast, eat filling for your lunch, and eat sparingly for your dinner. So, first, nutrition, second, fillingness, third, sparingness. Okay, anyway, back to the author. By the way, for Dr. Brody Miller, we are reading his book, Brain Rescue, right now, for Morsels of a Thought. In Morsels of a Thought of Wisdom, we are trying to give you wisdom, which will lead you to doing the right things to do, which will bring more virtue into the world. Delicious and nutritious brain health foods. You don't have to compromise. You can have both. And yes, you can do virtue on yourself. And please don't tell me you don't have the money. You need to invest in healthy foods for your recovery. It's not a maybe. You must if you want to live better, because health is the number one wealth. He's right. Absolutely right. Now he says healthy fats and brain repairing proteins. Wild caught salmon, high in omega 3s, DHA, and EPA for brain cell protection. Grass-fed beef contains higher omega-3 levels and vitamin B12 for brain function. Organic chicken, a clean protein source rich in B vitamins for energy and brain health. Eggs, high in choline, which boosts memory and neurotransmitter health. Ooh. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, cashews, Brazil nuts, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds. High in magnesium, selenium, zinc, and omega 3s to stabilize mood and reduce inflammation. I know some very healthy people who happen to make comments such as, I like nuts. And I think to myself, they like nuts. And I had been through 10 years without eating nuts when I was about 30, in my 30s. And I said, it's been 10 years since I've eaten any nuts. And my cousin said, I like nuts. And I thought to myself, gee whiz, if I would only like some of the things or pay attention to what I like and go and get what I like, I could eat more healthily. And that was what I thought in my 30s. This is now, I'm in my 50s, close to 60s. Green powerhouses. Back to the author Brody Miller's book. Spinach, packed with folate, magnesium, and vitamin K for cognitive function. Listen to what Popeye said. Hmm. Hmm. Kale, another leafy green rich in oxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Broccoli contains sulforaphane with a pH, it's spelling, I mean, a compound that aids in detoxifying the brain. Everything has a pH, by the way. I was just making a comment pH in the spelling, but everything has a pH. A pH of, 3 is acid and 12 is basic. I think it goes up to 8. Sorry. I don't know. Whatever. Brussels sprouts. I'm no longer a chemistry major, right? Brussels sprouts. Great source of vitamin C and fiber to stabilize blood sugar for mental clarity. I certainly need more of those myself. Yes, yes, yes. And then essential herbs, spices, and superfoods. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory powerhouse that may boost memory and reduce brain fog. And if you don't like that, go to ginger, supports circulation and reduces oxidative stress in the brain. And rosemary boosts memory and focus. And cacao, 70% or more dark chocolate, contains flavonoids that enhance blood flow to the brain. Now, if any of these foods are something you don't like, my own recommendation is just eat some more of the others. There are others in here. You may not hit everything as something you like as a target, but as long as you eat as many of these things as you can, you're doing your best, right? I mean, I can't. Okay, green tea, full of L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation without drowsiness. Don't we all need that? Beets, full of nitrates, which boost nitric oxide and helps increase blood flow to the brain, boosting mental clarity and focus. They also improve cognitive function and help protect against age-related decline. I love beets in a way that I'm always wearing black or dark brown when I'm eating beets. And one time at the farmer's market, there was a man who was selling beets and he had stacks of them and he had a sign that said $1.50 for 3. So I look, and at the very bottom, there's some huge ones, and at the top, there are some little ones. And I'm looking at the big ones, and I go like this. I go like, gah, 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 like that. And the guy sort of, giggled a little as he sold it to me. I felt like a silly girl in a fable or a fairy tale story where they're pulling on a root. I can't remember the story, but anyway, let me get back to where I am. Detoxifying and sulfur-rich foods for brain health. Now, morsels of a thought of wisdom. These are literally for wisdom, literally for your brain. This is Dr. Brody Miller talking about Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint for to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion. Many of us have had that happen. It doesn't matter how it happened. I have hit my head on the inside of a refrigerator. Goodness gracious, talk about how silly that felt, but it hurt so much. And I know it was another concussion because it hurt so much. I slammed myself. I had forgotten I was in the refrigerator. So I decided to stand up quickly, which was the wrong thing to do at that time. I've hit my head on the car uh, doorway, upper part of the, oh my gosh. And then those are not counting the actual accidents I have been in. So many brain injuries, many brain injuries. The worst one was the one I've mentioned before. It was a chemical brain injury because the opiates that I was being prescribed did not match me. And so I felt a lightning bolts through my body several hundred times a day. I'm not talking about several times a day. I'm talking about several hundred times a day. I probably was close to death. I don't know. I wasn't in the hospital for 70 days. I should have gone, but at that point, your brain isn't rationalizing either. Your brain needs physical health to give you good mental judgment. Seriously, think about it. Okay, detoxifying and sulfur rich foods for brain health. Garlic. Packed with sulfur compounds, garlic helps increase glutathione production. Gluth- glutathione. Glutathione production. glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that assists in detoxifying the brain and reducing inflammation. It's also known to boost circulation, delivering essential nutrients to brain cells. Now, I know that Dr. Brody Miller's injury was outside a nightclub 11 years before he published this, and it led to severe memory loss, brain surgery, and epileptic seizures. So, when Dr. Brody miraculously made a full recovery, he went from being an addicted college dropout with a criminal record to obtaining his PhD in 2024. And he now dedicates all his days to researching, teaching, and understanding the mysteries of the brain. More importantly, Dr. Miller now helps thousands of people from around the world improve their memory and eliminate brain fog. So, Brain Rescue is much more than a simple how to recover book, but a blueprint to follow, born out of years of blood, sweat, tears, and suffering. So we got the garlic. Onions. Rich in quercetin and sulfur, onions help protect brain cells from oxidative stress and support cognitive function. Mushrooms, especially lion's mane and reishi, mushrooms, particularly lion's mane, are known for their neuroprotective effects and ability to stimulate brain cell growth. Reishi supports immune health, which is essential for reducing systemic inflation that impacts the brain. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. These veggies are loaded with sulfur, supporting liver detoxification pathways and helping the body clear out toxins that can impact brain health. Cabbage contains sulfur and compounds called glucosinolates, which aid in detoxification and have been shown to protect against oxidative stress in the brain. Asparagus, high in antioxidants and glutathione. Asparagus is a brain protective vegetable that supports detoxification. It also makes your pee smell funky, he says, which is true. If you like these foods, eat more of them, right? Right? And find more of the others as well. Hydrating and healing beverages. Filtered water, vital for hydration, which directly impacts brain performance. Coconut water, natural electrolytes to help you keep you hydrated and mentally sharp. Bone broth, full of amino acids like glycine, which support brain and gut health. Foods to avoid or eliminate for optimal brain health. Processed and packaged foods, sugary snacks, candy, pastries, and sugary cereals can lead to inflammation and spikes in blood sugar, negatively affecting mood and focus. Fast food, high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and additives that can contribute to brain fog and inflammation. Processed meats, sausages, hot dogs, and deli meats are loaded with preservatives and unhealthy fats that can increase inflammation. Refined carbohydrates, white bread, and pasta made from refined flour, these can cause rapid blood sugar spikes, leading to energy crashes and cognitive issues. White rice lacks fiber and nutrients compared to whole grains and can contribute to blood sugar imbalances. High sugar foods and drinks. Soda and energy drinks loaded with sugar and artificial ingredients that can harm brain health and lead to inflammation. Artificial sweeteners, while low in calories, they can disrupt gut health and are linked to negative effects on mood and cognition. High fructose corn syrup. Common in many processed foods and sweeteners, this ingredient has been linked to inflammation and cognitive decline. Unhealthy fats. Trans fats. Often found in margarine, processed snacks, and baked goods, they can raise bad cholesterol and promote inflammation. Excessive saturated fats, found in fatty cuts of meat and full fat dairy, can negatively impact can negatively impact brain health and clog arteries if consumed in high amounts. Foods high in omega 6 fatty acids. Certain vegetable oils, corn oil, soybean oil, and canola oil, are high in omega 6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. High sodium foods, these more categories will be high sodium foods, artificial additives and preservatives, alcohol and caffeine, potentially allergenic foods, dairy, and then take action. It's as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. And I'll go into high sodium foods and then we'll close it out for today. In high sodium foods, you've got canned soups and vegetables, often loaded with salt and preservatives. These can contribute to high blood pressure and negatively affect cognitive function. Pickles and processed snacks, frequently high in sodium, which can lead to dehydration and cognitive issues. We can go on to artificial additives and preservatives like food colorings and dyes, commonly found in candies and processed foods. These have been linked to hyperactivity and behavioral issues in some individuals. And then preservatives such as BHA and BHT, which can have negative effects on brain function. Alcohol and caffeine. Excessive alcohol can lead to cognitive decline and inflammation. Moderation is okay, but elimination is even better. So from here on, we will continue next week. Um, this is Brain Health, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion by Dr. Brody Miller. Yes, yes, yes. I got this from his wife, Rocio. She was so happy to help me, and she was so, I mean, really, she ran back to him twice to get the autograph twice. Oh, goodness gracious, that was nice. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you tomorrow for Saturday, and we will talk to you again later. Okay, old Kinderheck.